What up, folks? I am UltraZillatoys. Today I have a review of the Robot Spirit Side Super VOLTES 5 Legacy. It is the titular VOLTES 5. That's right, my zillions, from, of course, Bandai Tamashii Nations. We have VOLTES 5, the second figure in the Side Super line. What I always wanted. Super Robot action figures from Tamashii Nations. They put them in a Robot Spirits line, which, you know, I was kind of hoping more like a Gundam Universe style figure where it's a little bit cheaper, a little bit more bare. But, you know, I'll take it. It's still cheaper than getting a Chogokin, you know, but still, it's going to cost you about $100 to get this guy, all told, which is a little bit more expensive than the first release, which was Grendizer U, which we will compare in this video, of course. But, you know what, I'm still, like, almost all in on this line. I will be getting more of them, you know, I'm gonna not get everything, of course, but, you know, I will be getting as many of these as I can, because I asked for this. This is what I asked for a long time. You guys know, I've been, like, clamoring for Super Robot action figures to, you know, have a presence once again, and here we have it. If you don't know what VOLTES 5 Legacy is, it is an action, live action series based in the Philippines. So that is very, very cool. I do want to see more of the series. I've only seen bits and pieces on YouTube. So, you know, let's get some, like, full translations going here for the US. That would be really rad. But, you know, a lot of it has English in it. But, you know what I'm saying. Anywho, without further ado, let's just get to this review. And here's a VOLTES 5 out of the package. And boy, is this a really cool figure. I could tell you right now, as far as, like, an entire package goes, and even just a figure on its own, is a much better release than the first release in Grendizer U. And I liked Grendizer U. I thought it was a cool figure, but this feels awesome, and looks awesome, and comes with a lot of cool stuff, and yeah, it's just, I think it's a better release all around. We're going to start with Articulation, because there's a ton of it. The head moves like so. Turns, a lot of range of motion. You get the neck joint and the head. So yeah, walk like an Egyptian and all of that. The shoulders are pretty great, because you can lift up this little thing here on the inside of the shoulder. Well, you can lift up that thing for one and go in there. But you could also lift up this part in here. If I could get my finger in there. Maybe I could do it better on this side. Yeah, see? You can lift up that part all the way, and you're going to get even more range of motion at the shoulder. That is pretty phenomenal. Yeah, I can't seem to get it going there as good. Yeah, there we go. So, yeah, holy cow. That's pretty great for a side movement there, and then you obviously could turn around. And you could go all the way forward. Look at that. You know, awesome butterfly joint. It moves fantastically there. Really, really nice. Swivel at the bicep. Pretty good double jointed elbow. I say just pretty good because I think they put this section in a little bit too deep, so you do get hindered a little bit. The wrists move rather nicely too, which is pretty great. Then you have the upper body and the waist. So really nice range of motion there. Hip skirts move out of your way. Aw, and pop out too, I guess. Where is it even connected to? It's connected up here. Okay. So hip skirts, back skirts, everything moves out of your way. You're gonna get full range, and you're gonna pop things out. You're gonna kick like crazy though, and go back, and do all kinds of things. I gotta figure out what that was. That was a side skirt. So yeah, I mean, and the side skirt is actually attached to the back skirt. How about that? So do be careful. I mean, it's ball joints. You know, you're swiveling at the thigh. There's no real drop down joint though. Then you got the double jointed knee, which works nicely. The foot rocks immensely, goes back and forth. There is a foot joint that works nicely, see? And then I pop this out again. It's so easy when you're holding it by that. But there's a lot of great joint work there, which is awesome. Also here, I forgot to mention actually, this joint, this elbow joint, this part here moves inwards. See that? Very nice. I do dig it. And then another little cool thing on the back here is, you know, this part moves on his back, and all these threads move as well, which is very neat. You know, they're all on ball joints. It kind of gives that like impression of like, you know, movement and like threads and this like different vehicles that came together to form VOLTES. And these back things move as well, which is really, really cool. And as you can see, this again, different vehicles, but it's an action figure and not a combiner. So having a look at VOLTES 5 in full, this is a really nice figure. There's a lot of paint, and if you don't know VOLTES 5, the 5 means it's a combination of 5 vehicles, including the lander, which is like the feet. The frigate is the legs. Bomber is the arms. I mean, I'm going by the original VOLTES here. Not Legacy, but I'm going to guess it's the same. Then you have... Oh, I lost my thought. The cruiser is the head and this part here that kind of come together as a, you know, like a jet. And then the body is another piece. It's not the lander, frigate, cruiser, bomber, and it's escaping me, of course. And you know, the body forms something else. But it's 5 separate vehicles, the Volt vehicles, and you know, that's cool. I mean, I like how this looks like that. But it's like super updated and super cool looking. He's bulky. He's kind of, I mean, if this came out in like the 90s, he'd be extreme VOLTES. And I dig that. I mean, the silver parts look great. The gold parts look great. Silver and gold. But yeah, they do. A lot of nice silver, a lot of nice gold. Tamashii like went out of their way to say, hey, there's a lot of paint on this guy, be careful. And it shows, and it's a lot of love, and that's really, really cool. It looks absolutely fantastic, honestly. They did such a neat job. I mean, really, really, really nice. I can't say enough good things about the way this looks. The head sculpt is phenomenal, like really nice. These are a little bit soft plastic, these little horns, which I guess is a good thing, so you don't break them. But very, very nice. The eyes are done in yellow. The faceplate is done, the mouth plate is done in silver. You got silver trim on the helmet here. You got silver on the cockpit there of the hat. But it looks good. You know, it's a really good head sculpt. Very nice. I mean, you're going back here to the cruiser. You got more silver paint there and the red. Silver paint in there. The thrusters. You got these here for... I was going to say the Rover again, but I still can't remember what it's called. I could look it up, and I might before the end here. But they look good too. You know, the threads are very nice. I thought these moved on the bottom, but it's actually just the top ones that are ball jointed. So, you know, that's fine. The back part here is beautifully sculpted in silver. The hip skirts, nice in blue all around. You got gold kind of belt buckle here. The silver on the waist looks incredible. And then the red VOLTES V there looks really good. The red parts there, the gold, all of it looks good. The plastic here, the base plastic is in gunmetal, which is nice. I mean, in blue as well. The arms are done in silver, which looks really good. The shoulder pads, amazing looking. Silver here at the forearm with some reds, really nicely done. Fist looks pretty good. I mean, I'm loving this guy. The legs look incredible. Thick, bulky, robotic, really nice. Sculpt work even in, you know, the inside parts here in gray look good. Then you got gold here at the knees, more gold wings, silver and gold. These little missile things here on the back look great. Really nice on the bottom. Got a nice sculpt. You got wheels here. The rover. The red part. Is it called an Explorer? No, I don't think it is. But like the silver looks really good. You got little wingies here as well. Very, very, very nice figure. Like, it looks superb. Like, the proportions are crazy looking because it's got a tiny head and a huge, huge frame. But, man, I love it. I think, you know, super robot-iness, goodness here. Looks just phenomenal. Like, so good. I mean, look at those wings again. Beautiful. Really, really well done. This thing is just, it looks superb. And that's called a Panzer, by the way. Like, yeah, like the tank. I wasn't remembering that one. Forget it. For accessories, VOLTES 5 comes with quite a bit, including a bunch of hands. We get some hold-in hands. We get some open hands. We actually get 2 sets of holding hands here for whatever reason. I guess shaped just a little bit differently. Guessing to fit different weapons. Why couldn't they make them all the same? I don't know. But the holding hands are nice, and so are the open hands. And I guess because, you know, they hold different handles and hilts or whatever. And this one is for his sword. And here's his sword. I believe it's called a Sky Sword, if I got my VOLTES lore correct. It's got a really nice blade. Nicely sculpted. You got the V here, which is this. You're supposed to take this out when this is, you know, here, because the sword is basically coming out of there. So you're supposed to remove this part, like so, and now I'm going to lose that thing. I don't love that, but, I mean, you do get sculpt work underneath, but you do get the hole, so, I'm more likely to keep both of them on, because I do like the sword. Next up, we have VOLTES's electromagnetic whips. And I did find that they both go in the sword holding hand a lot better than this other hand here that has a bigger hole. I thought it was for this because it does kind of fit this better, but it doesn't fit it that well. So I find that a little bit odd. But anywho, as for the whips, and I got little side skirt thing that just popped out. There we go. They are done in kind of like a goldish, bland goldish, you know, color plastic. This is a bendy wire, which is nice, so you could do a lot of different things with the electromagnetic whips. They are a little heavy, so I feel like they drag his arms down just a bit, or his wrists. They do have 2 different points that you can put on. Here is this point, which is, you know, obviously a nice deadly point for a whip. But then we have another point that you could put on, and that is more curved. Like it's kind of, you know, like it's like wrapped around. I think it goes like this. They are keyed perfectly. So, and for that whip, for both sides, we get 2 of these electromagnetic tops. So it's like he's spinning a top, and they're deadly. And they're really nice. Look, we got silver and gold there. It's silver and gold. And red. And they do look pretty cool. They have a nice little tip at the end here. And you can pop these all the way in on the whip. There you go. And now it stays there. And yeah, you could have him like spin the top. You know, pretty classic. I'm glad they kept that. Very, very nice. I do like both the whip and the top. Last but not least, we have this gun. I don't know if this is called the electromagnetic bazooka or something. VOLTES bazooka, V bazooka. I don't know. But it is something. what you could do here is you pop it there, and then you have to put in his hand, because it's coming out of his arm. So that's the whole thing. It's like his arm is opening up, and this whole thing, pops out. And that's kind of cool. I think it's the bazooka, right? Am I wrong? I don't know. Or that the bazooka could be something else in the original VOLTES. But this is the only thing that kind of looks like a gun bazooka thing. It doesn't really look like a bazooka, but you get it. But look at that. Nice sculpt work all in here. Again, silver and gold. This is all done in gunmetal, and it looks really, really cool, guys. I like this a lot. It's a neat idea. The forearm is easy to take out. So, yeah, this is... To me, this is quite excellent. So, a lot of great accessories here. A lot of fun is definitely to be had with this VOLTES figure. And for your size comparisons, first up, here it is with the Grendizer U from the same Robot Spirits Side Super subline. And, these first two figures are pretty cool. I wish they were a little bit cheaper, but they're pretty cool. They are Tamashii figures, so they are going to cost you a little bit. I could see the price a lot more with this new VOLTES. It's a little bit bigger, bulkier, comes with more accessories. I do like the Grendizer U, but I think the VOLTES is a little bit better. Here's VOLTES with a couple other Tamashii fathers and sons, and a couple other heroes you might know. Here's VOLTES fighting the Hayatoys female Muto. And I brought out the female Muto to have some Haya representation, as well as because, they both came together from BBTS, so they're kind of friends. Here is the VOLTES 5 Legacy figure from Robot Spirits with the M Deluxe Optimus Prime. And I bring this figure out here because 30, who does the M Deluxe line, is doing a VOLTES 5 Legacy figure as seen on the Ultra Z News this past weekend. And for those of you that want to know, the basic size scale of these, because they kind of, vary. The Bumblebee is a little smaller than that, a lot smaller than that. And the Megatron is bigger than Optimus here. So where this new VOLTES Legacy figure will scale, we'll have to see. But I did want to give those fans that might be curious a chance to look at this figure in comparison with some of their other M Deluxes. And last but certainly not least, here is the Robot Spirits VOLTES 5 Legacy with the Soul of Chogokin full action classic VOLTES. Even though, full action made a slightly different. But you can see this figure is a little bit smaller and costs a little bit less too. But yeah, I did get to review that, so that's pretty good. Saying a lot because I have a stack of full action Soul of Chogokins that I've never reviewed. It's just sitting in my backlog. One day. And my final thoughts, this is a really good figure. I like it a lot. It's super cool. It's got really good articulation. It looks fantastic. It's got great accessories. It's a winner. It's a winner. Yeah, I'm getting a little bit of popping off at the hip skirts and stuff. And it's funny, we talked about the 3-0 stuff. They have lots of problems with hip skirt stuff popping off. Just setting up, both Megatron and Optimus both had pieces falling off. Yeah, good times. But other than that, yeah, it's pretty good. And I do think this gets a little heavy for his wrists and kind of flops a little bit. But it looks great. Maybe you just gotta put it in the right spot, or tighten up the wrist a little bit. But that's a really cool weapon. I really like it. And this is a really great figure. So there you go, guys. It looks fantastic. So much paint on this. I'm really loving it. I definitely like it better than the Grendizer U, as I said. So, good job, Tamashii. This is a really neat one. I really got to watch this series in full. I really think it'll be a fun watch. So, I hope to be able to do so. But anywho, the figure is fantastic, and there you have it. That is my review. Hope you dug it. Let me know your thoughts down below. And if you're new to the channel, why don't you go ahead and sub yourself for daily content, and let me help you diversify your collection. Hopefully with more super robots, because I have a ton in my backlog that I'd like to do. All up there. There's a lot up there. Till next time, peace out, peeps.